Hello guys, it's your favorite brown guy here. Remember, Pucks and Deep doesn't happen without you, so please subscribe, please like the video, or you're going to make Kylan cry.
Getting better and, getting pucks deep, putting the puck deep.
Put pucks in deep.
He's tripping pucks, he's getting pucks deep.
Getting a lot of pucks deep, getting pucks deep.
Just put the puck deep.
Getting pucks out, getting pucks deep.
Get pucks deep, wear them down.
Get pucks in.
Pucks in.
Pucks in deep.
Puck deep, pucks deep. Keep getting pucks deep and, deep.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pucks and Deep podcast. I'm your host, Brown Vetchkin, also known as Ali. I'm here with the biggest Jets fan himself and number one Jesse Pollock fan, D-Dawg.
Fuck Jesse Pollock.
I'm also here with the ultimate bandwagon and Junior C legend, Kylan. How you guys doing today?
I'm here.
Yeah, we're doing good today. Everything's good. I'm not sure if you know what time it is, but it's the greatest time of the year. It's playoff time.
Feels like Christmas Eve.
Finally. Yes, it does feel like Christmas Eve. So this podcast is going to be all about previewing the series. We're going to have 8 individual videos about it too, splitting these up. But if you're watching,
feel free to shit on us as much as you want.
Yes, please do. It gets us a lot of attention, and we are just attention whores around here. So
Makes D-Dawg hard.
it makes D-Dawg very, very, very
I love
hard.
it when you guys tell me to kill myself.
Oh, 100%. So what we're gonna do, I think we want to start off with the big series here.
I got this. I gotta get up.
Okay. Cool. So Colin, do you want to start us off with?
I'll start off.
the first matchup?
Let's start with the East.
Okay.
Go East to West.
Okay.
So let's start top of the East. Toronto and Ottawa.
Battle of Ontario. Now, I think this is probably the series I'm going to watch the most out of any of them. There's a lot of question marks here. Like, first of all, Brady Tkachuk. I can't wait to see him into the playoffs.
I don't think Brady Tkachuk's the biggest question mark in this series. Personally,
but I'm excited to see.
I think the biggest question mark is Leafs goaltending.
I think it's goaltending in general.
Yeah.
Whoa! No.
Allmark's been iffy for most of the season.
Okay,
Allmark's been a question mark all year.
Have you not watched him recently?
Recently,
at
yes.
the beginning of the season,
hold
yes,
on.
he was bad.
Ali, listen to me.
Why are you
I'm
yelling?
speaking from experience on this. It does not matter how good you are going into the playoffs.
You don't mean shit.
We won.
Allmark's-
The Jets won 7 games in a row going into the playoffs last year, and look what happened.
No, this is the other thing. That is with playoffs as well. Allmark is a fantastic goaltender, but he's looked rocky throughout the year at certain points.
And throughout his career in the playoffs with
I wouldn't
Boston.
say career in playoffs. He had a very, very good. He was very, very good career in Boston. I'm not saying Allmark's a bad goaltender.
No, he was shaky in the playoffs.
He's
though.
a
Every
very,
time
very
it was
good
Boston
goaltender.
is what I'm saying.
I worry if he's gonna stay on that track of that he was trending towards on the end of the season, or if it'll be something else. Because again, this is the other thing is the Leafs have quite a lot of star power up front. They have no fucking anything else, but they have quite a bit of star power up front.
Okay.
Star power that doesn't like to show up.
Here's my rebuttal. Is Linus
This dude said,
Ullmark?
"Here's my rebuttal.
Okay.
Here's my rebuttal, guys."
Dude, Linus Ullmark ended the season with a 9-10. This is with him starting off with like an 8-7,
Yeah.
8-8 at the beginning of the season. As a goaltender, that is freaking hard to come back from an 8-7, right?
I'm not denying.
He's been incredibly hot. I I don't think goaltending is a big
you
issue here.
You have an attraction.
Anthony Stolarz
Has been
is a
incredible this
career
year, too.
backup that has happened to get the numbers with the players in front of him.
No offense to Stolarz.
He's been great this year. I'm not going to take that away from him.
But he is in his career. Oh, over time he's been inconsistent. Ali, you want to try the big lights?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Here's my thing though: is any iteration of this Leafs? If you look at any iteration of this team, have the Leafs had this comfortable of a goaltender situation? No. Never.
They have a comfortable goaltending situation.
When was the last time?
They lost Freddie Anderson.
Okay, but Freddie was
many
always
years
shaky
ago?
going into the playoffs. He hasn't been
Jonathan
at the
Bernier?
shape that. Not this iteration. And first of all, Jonathan Bernier has been dog shit. Like, he was not that great either. Okay.
Yeah, he was good for the Leafs.
He was good for the Leafs, but he wasn't great.
James
That's a
Reimer.
Toskala.
Okay, this is the most comfortable I think this Matthew Marner, Nylander era has ever been comfortable with goaltending. Because, like, the thing is yes, Stolarz is good. Again, if he drops off, you have Joseph Wool. And Joseph Wool has historically been good in the playoffs.
Until his knee explodes.
So, with all due respect here, I think goaltending is the least of the issues here. I think the biggest issue is, like, for me, defense might be a big issue for the Leafs. Morgan Riley hasn't had the greatest season. Jake McCabe, is he going to be ready for the playoffs or not? He's been a huge piece for the Leafs, right? And honestly, I don't trust the defensive depth of the Sens either. Because, like, you got Shabbat, you got Sanderson. Artem Zub's okay. After that, it's a little weak.
I don't personally. So Stolar's had a good season, but in general, his career been a backup goaltender, and Devin's not wrong about this. In his career, he's been more that number 2 role, and I like how he's been playing. He's playing great hockey. I'm not denying that from him.
I don't trust a career backup in his first year starting.
That's not even it for me.
That's where
I historically look at how the Leafs have played in the playoffs, and most times, whenever I've watched games, and keep in mind I haven't watched every Leafs playoff game, but most times when I've watched Leafs playoff games, they've hung their goaltenders out to dry. And yes, Anthony Stolarz is coming off of that Stanley Cup win with Florida, and that's a big confidence booster because he knows where it's been, he knows what it takes to win, he knows the locker room that you need to have to win, and the mentality, and that's fantastic. And I think that'd be really good for Joseph Wall, who is a good goaltender that could stay with the Leafs for quite a while, and that mindset would be good for Wall to learn from. But I don't trust that he won't not break down, not Stolarz, but the Leafs defensively won't break down, and I don't think Stolarz is the goaltender that can steal you a series.
Now, another question, I think the biggest question going into this series here, and related to that, is there's a new face in town in Craig Berube, right? He's kind of changed, I'm going to say he changed the culture of the Leafs. Are they still going to be the same Toronto Maple Leafs that we've seen the last 7-8 years?
100%.
This team is going to be different.
I'm saying yes until I see otherwise.
Yeah. When you have this level of
we've been asking this question for 9 years.
When you have this level of gagging for choking, you're not gonna change people's minds until you show people you're gonna change.
Because the way the Leafs have played, and from what I've watched, they're way more chippier this year. They have guys in that bottom 6 like Lorentz and Domi, like guys that can kind of step up and play that chippy physical hockey. They've made their game more physical.
They've also lost to the Sharks.
And Berube does have that little touch of magic.
But we've seen the Leafs just before, and they still lost in the first round.
Yeah.
You had a good experience with that loss in the first round for the Leafs.
I did.
Okay.
I have this match for good reason.
Let's move on to prediction here for this series. Honestly, I'm gonna start with Allie, and we're gonna go around the table. So Allie.
The Leafs have been on fire. They've won the Atlantic Division. This team feels different. All that being said, Sens in 7.
Sens in 7.
Sens in 7.
Wow. Okay, unanimous on the first one.
I'm riding the hype train. Ottawa's looked like a sleeper team to go on a deep run.
And that's the thing. Like as I said, while I think Allmark might be a very, very slight question mark, if he can pull out and be that goaltender he's been for the last bit of the season, he is definitely
they'll go on a run.
He is definitely the type of goaltender that can steal you a series.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Next one.
That was a great study.
Shut up! Don't make me talk about Winnipeg. Tampa Bay and Florida.
I know you guys' answer to that, even though it's corny.
Okay, to me, I know everyone's looking at Colorado Dallas. Like obviously the storyline's all there. This is the series
That's
to
the
watch.
wet. Oh, okay. I was gonna say
for me, the series to watch is that Battle of Ontario. That's gonna be entertaining.
To me, this is the series that I'm like, this could go any way. I debated all night long on who I'm going with. Tampa looks
Putting
like they're back at it.
into a bunch of grown-ass men.
I mean, you're the one that said you weren't going to sleep at night because of the Jets tonight. So.
I did say that, but that is also because my family has a history with that team. I had a cousin that worked for them for 5 years, so I've got excuses ready to go for that. Don't worry.
Again, Tampa looks like they're back and they're re-energized. Like the additions of Yorkstrand and Yanni Gord were incredible over the deadline. Kucherov, I think, is leading the league in points, if I'm not wrong.
He won the
He
Art
always
Ross.
is.
Like
Kucherov did indeed
he
win
had
the Art
an
Ross.
insane season. Honestly, I don't want to say he is the Hart winner because I think Hellebuck's my
He's
Hart winner at
not.
this
He's
point.
not.
But like
There is no conversation around Connor Hellebuck this year.
Tampa looks so freaking good, and Vasilevsky honestly should be a Vezina finalist. The way we're looking at it,
I wouldn't put Vasi as Vezina finalist. I put him top 5.
I
My Vezina finalists are still and will be for the whole year.
Hellebuck,
Hellebuck,
and
Gustafson, Thompson. No question.
I'd put Vasilevsky over Gustafson right now. I mean 9-2-1 this year for Vazzy.
Gustafson's the only reason Minnesota was able to stay in that playoff hunt long enough to make it.
That is completely fair. 9-14 for Gustafson. I think the way Gustafson kind of ended the season, I wasn't as impressed with. I think I have Vazzy sliding in. I understand the Gustafson conversation.
If I just do my top 5 for Vezina, and this is top 5, keep in mind we'll do 3. So 1 is Hellebuck, 2 is Thompson, 3 is Gustafson, 4 Vasi, and then 5 I actually have Wolf.
Okay, that's fair.
I tend to agree with that.
Otherwise,
Again, Wolf's not going to win an award this year
Continuing
because
on this
fucking
series.
for no reason because it's bullshit.
Rookie goalies get
Dicked.
bent over.
Yeah.
I think the biggest question mark on this series right now is how healthy is Matthew Tkachuk? Because that's the game changer right there. I think if
Yeah.
Florida has Matthew Tkachuk,
Even
that
if
team looks
Tkachuk-
unbeatable.
Actually, I have another game changer, and this is again one you're not going to like, but it's the 2 goaltenders. Bobrovsky,
Yes, he's
He's
had a
fantastic.
couple great playoff runs in a row.
he's
but
a fantastic goaltender, but he's getting up there in age. And
we've-
it's one of those where because last year when Vasilevsky either needed a break or something like that, they had Stolarz, who was a very very competent goaltender as he's proven in Montreal.
Stoley was there for
Maple Leafs.
Bob's break.
Yeah. So, but now
Not for Vasilevsky's.
now they don't have anyone because they also got rid of Spencer Knight now.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
So now they own Spencer Knight. So now they're truly relying on Bob, and that's one of the ones where I'm like, he's a fantastic goaltender, but can he carry it through the whole thing with his age? Purely on his body, not his reaction time. He's a positionally fantastic goaltender.
Can we talk
Reaction time's fantastic.
when you say can he physically do it with his body? That makes me think of that. What was it? 4 overtime game against Carolina where they took the cameras into the room and he lost like 100 pounds from
and
the game.
with all due respect, you also have to look at fatigue. This guy's been on 2 Stanley Cup final runs.
that
Right?
that organization
age.
is tired.
At his age as well, is what I'm saying. He's almost
We've
40.
seen it in the lead up to these playoffs at the end of the season. That is a very tired organization. They have played a lot of hockey. Do they have it in them for another
I
one?
think the other one is he's played great so far, but if Vassy can keep up the pace he was at going into the playoffs,
If anyone can, I believe it's Vassy.
I agree with you, but again, last season was not exactly a confidence booster for him and his fans. So
No,
that's
but
one
that
of them where
guy
I'm like,
has shown several times that he is a playoff goaltender.
He is.
he needs to get a haircut though.
He definitely
yeah.
does.
I think we can go to predictions. I mean, there's a lot of. I think this series has to go 7.
Reverse it.
No question. It has to go 7.
Unfortunately, I have Florida in 7.
I have Tampa in 6. I'm going to be completely on.
That's fair.
It's not a diss towards the Panthers.
Yeah,
in
no, but
any way.
you're also just biased because you don't want to hear Clayton fucking yelling at you about.
No, it is the basis behind my Tampa in 6 prediction is the fact that Florida has played so much hockey over the last 2 years, and I don't know that I believe they have that
Issue
much
is
gas left in the tank.
you can't count out Paul Maurice as a coach. He has a way of fucking rallying the troops for.
I can and I will.
Tampa. Okay, my head's saying Tampa, but my heart's saying Florida. I went with Florida on 7. I think they just have that little it factor a little more than Tampa right now. Again, this series could go either way.
My other issue is Tampa has most of their two big leaders are Hedman and Kucherov. Those are their 2 big leaders.
And number
And-
3 in that list is Braden Point.
Yes, exactly. Florida, I find, has more, not just leaders, but more experience in that locker room to a point.
I think they're both well experienced.
No,
on
they're
the
both
side,
well
yeah.
experienced,
That
but
Tampa
when
team's got their experience.
when I say to a point, I mean there's just something different about playoff time Barkov and
Yeah.
Tkachuk. Even if Tkachuk's not playing, you think he's not gonna be in that room fucking yelling at the guys?
He's gonna be there.
He's Tkachuk is one of those players. As much as a rat he is, he's one of those big time players where he's the kind of guy that you'll run through a wall for. That he'll sit there and yell and be like, if you don't fucking beat the shit out of him, I'll beat the shit out of you.
And honestly, yeah, I got Florida in 7. I can see the series going either way, and I think this is the conference finals.
100%.
I will say it right now. I think it's the conference finals in first round, which is so unfair. They need to change the system.
Of course, it's the conference finals in the first round. It's the Florida teams. The East goes through Florida.
So, let me just we got breaking news from Raider superstar Evan Chant, who just sent me his bracket. We got Sens in 7, another unanimous decision, and he has Tampa on 6.
Hey,
Yeah.
We take those.
Okay, moving on. We're gonna skip that series for the last East series. We're gonna do Carolina and New Jersey.
The most
Don't want
boring
to do the
series.
moneymaker?
Genuinely, this, in my opinion, is the most boring series in the first round of the playoffs.
I have New Jersey.
New Jersey's
Whoa.
not.
Okay, now here's my thing: is I would have taken New Jersey
If
they
Jack
had
Hughes
Jack
was healthy.
Jack Hughes is not in the building. Yes, they're getting Dougie Hamilton back. I think Carolina's too deep.
Carolina's very deep.
Jack
I
Hughes
could see,
is when you're.
I could see both both ways going.
I mean, there's.
I've learned that counting out playoff time Jacob Markstrom is a very, very bad decision.
The Oilers series, buddy.
He didn't play awful. The Flames played awful. There's a difference.
That is fair. He did play a great.
He played
series against
fantastic. It's just
Dallas.
our defensive fucking core.
New
Kind of
Jersey has no
like
superstars.
what happened with Colorado and Winnipeg last year. Hellebuck played pretty decent, but just the team around him did fuck all to help him.
That
See
is
what I mean?
fair. That is fair. I just think
Hellebuck
Carolina
did everything he could last year. Markstrom
Well,
did everything he could in that
Exactly what I'm
Oilers
saying.
series.
But here's the thing: in that Colorado series, when the few times Winnipeg actually did move the guys from the front of the net, Hellebuck stopped everything. Same thing
If
in that.
he sees it, he stops it.
Same thing with that Markstrom series when Markstrom was in the playoffs last. I find it hard to count out this Devils team just because of the way they've been playing. I'm not counting out Carolina. I can see this one going both ways again.
I find it hard to give New Jersey any favors when your superstar forward is fucking dead.
I think that, like, honestly, to me, Seth Jarvis yells playoff performer.
He has been for a while.
He yells playoff performer. Sebastian Aho is incredible. I think they're just too deep. I mean, like, you guys, like,
They have their superstars. That's the
they
difference
have
in
the
this series
veterans,
for
they
me.
have the young stars.
I can see it. I can see Carolina winning, but I had a hard time counting out Markstrom.
Also, this Carolina team needs to break the ceiling sooner or later. They have to.
I think they're going to get out in the second round and stay at mediocrity.
Really? Okay.
They're-
This team is too good to just sit there and just constantly be like a second, third round team. Like, is that their plateau? I hope it's not.
And they haven't even won a game in the third round yet. Like,
Yeah, that is fair.
I think
it's time to stop looking at them as serious contenders, in my opinion. Until it's the same thing as with the Leafs. They're not serious contenders until they show us otherwise.
That is completely fair. So, predictions-wise for this one, Colin, what you got?
I have New Jersey in 7.
What do you got?
I've got Carolina in 5.
I have Carolina in 5, and Raiders superstar Evan Chant has Raiders.
Has Raiders in 5.
Raiders
You guys
in
are going to the
5!
second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
He's got
Fuck, I don't
Canes
think my
in
body
5.
can handle that, dude. Provincial's bad enough.
He's got the Canes in 5. All right, do we want to move to the greatest series of all time?
Washington, Montreal.
This is gonna. Get
This
hot.
one is honestly very exciting for me.
It's a good exciting series.
This is one I don't have a lot of faith in Washington coming into the playoffs. I know Kylan, you do.
Washington in 5.
Okay, I wasn't in the prediction spot, but I'm gonna let you guys continue.
Montreal in 6. I have an upset. Every year we get an upset at one point or another, and Montreal to me is that team.
Okay, let me tell you guys a stat. When the Montreal Canadiens are the last team to squeak into the playoffs, they have always won a series. Habs in 7. I have no reason to say this. The Washington Capitals are by far an incredible team. They are by far the better team, goaltending-wise, defense-wise, and forward-wise. The reason I'm going with my Habs,
Ivan Demidov.
pure vibes.
That
the
too.
vibes are just there right now. It's given a little 2021. I think Suzuki is going to have a great series. I think Demidov is going to show he's the next Russian player to take the torch from Ovechkin. I'm just going with my heart here. I got pure vibes, Habs in 7.
I do want to make one thing very known for everyone watching this. Fuck you and fuck your Montreal Canadiens. You guys are going to beat the Washington Capitals, but I still hate you all.
Habs in 7, baby.
Just no.
I think they're the team that's going to throw up the biggest upset.
Can you give me a argument here for why not?
I can give you an argument.
He believes in
And
Washington because of Logan Thompson.
No, it's not even that. I can give you a very, very easy argument. You guys don't have a fucking goaltender.
Samuel Montembeau, pure vibes. All I'm saying.
He's done fuck all season.
He's been incredible. Oh, Kimmy, he's at least a top 15 goaltender. No, yes. Is Logan Thompson better? By far. No question. This year he's been incredible. But like a 902, he's a decent goaltender.
I'm not saying he's a bad goaltender. Yes, I said he's on fuck all this season. I was exaggerating. But
I just straight up don't believe in Washington, to be completely honest with you.
I find it hard when you have Montembeault, who's never been he's a young goaltender, never been in a playoff series. And look,
Those are the goalies that are the scariest. Look at Jake Ottinger in 2022.
And honestly,
no one knew how that. Everyone thought the Flames were going to run through Dallas because of that
all due
unproven
respect to
goalie.
that too, is like you look at Washington, they've been slumping a little bit towards the end. And like
But
injury wise,
There's a reason I don't believe in them.
no,
Logan Thompson was injured coming into the
we've
playoffs.
already established that the games leading up to the playoffs don't really mean fuck all for actual playoff time.
They don't, but just seeing what that's been their lineup all year. And
I don't.
Logan Thompson's injured right now.
It's also hard for me to believe in Washington because their success has come from career years, from legitimately their entire team.
But that's when you should be believing them. If they're in career years, that's when you should be believing them. This is my.
That's
thing.
usually when it comes crashing down in the playoffs.
This is my thing. Montembeault is great. I have an issue betting against such a well put together offense that the Capitals have. And I don't mean this badly, but Montreal's defense has not looked the greatest. In the games I've
Montreal's
watched,
defense has not looked.
in the
the greatest.
games
It's
I've
been
watched, they
shaky.
have not looked the greatest.
Okay.
And I'm speaking.
You guys-
I've like genuine.
It's fair. It's
Mike
an
Matheson.
unexperienced decor. Like Caden Gooley,
And
Lane
that's what I'm talking
Struble.
about. You guys,
They're young.
offensively, the defensemen have looked great, but in the actual defensive zone, I've seen you guys been running around far too many times.
But Kylan, the vibes.
The vibes are elite.
The vibes are elite.
I'm excited to
I
see that
cannot
Bell Center
go off
rocking
of a
again.
prediction off of vibes.
My head tells me the Capitals in every way, but my heart is saying we're going to do it.
My head tells me Montreal because it's the upset that makes sense.
We've already established that your head is not exactly the most rational.
It's not even.
That's a funny. That's fair. That's funny. Okay, this is my thing. Okay, even if I'm gonna say this right now. Even if I'm gonna pull up a hot take quickly. Okay.
Oh.
Even if Montreal loses to Washington in the first round this year, okay? Within the next 7 years, within the next 5 years, they will be in the Stanley Cup final.
I'm down with that. I'm mess with that. I mean,
Even
on paper,
they are the youngest playoff team right now. They're the youngest team to make the playoffs. Their whole core, you have Slavkovsky, yes. You have Gooley, you have Suzuki, you have, as much as I hate to say it, Hudson. You have D-Dawg, you have Montembeault, who is showing promise. You also even have
Jacob Fowler coming up.
Fowler, you have Hobbs, you have Premu. You have all these guys that are super young guys. And I will credit where credit's due for the Montreal GMs. They've done a great job of recruiting prospects. And you have Caulfield as well, who's, even though he hasn't been that superstar player we thought he was going to be, has looked really good underneath Martin St. Louis.
He still has time to develop into that.
Exactly, but he hasn't been so far. You know what I mean?
he's what, 23? Like,
Yeah.
he's still young.
But
Just
they're-
wait till
but
he
they're-
has Ivan Demidov feeding him the puck
Oh.
every night, dude.
They're also young. They're also young that I think that if they can keep this pace up as a young core, and Montreal doesn't do something to fuck it up like they have historically, Patrick Waugh. As long as they do something to fuck it up.
They already had wasn't it 2 cups with Waugh by the time they fucked it up with him?
Yeah,
I'm okay if we fuck it up after 2 cups. Like,
but you see what I'm saying?
2
Like,
cups are 2 cups. You know what I mean?
but you see what I'm saying?
I'd kill for 2 cups right now.
I think that they will make the cup final. I'm not saying they'll win it because I don't know what the other teams look like, but they will make it to the cup final. In my opinion, right now, though, I think, and maybe it's just what I want. Maybe it's not realistic. I think Washington will win it in 7.
Okay, final picks.
Washington in 7.
Habs in 6.
I might have put Washington in 5 on my bracket because I want to piss you off, but I think it's Washington in 7.
Habs in 7, and then Raiders superstar Evan Chant has the Caps in 4.
That's definitely
You know
to
what?
piss you off.
I was almost gonna do that. I think I had that on my bracket as well.
All right, do we want to move to the West?
Move to the West. We'll go bottom up. LA Edmonton. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Kings in 7. I don't even want to talk about this series. Just predictions and get out of it.
With all due respect, Edmonton hasn't looked the greatest this year.
Everyone's injured.
It is. Yeah, no Ekholm. I think that's a huge part because
No
Bouchard's...
Ekholm. Davo's
Let's
still
be
injured.
honest. Bouchard's not the most... he's very inconsistent on the defensive side of the puck.
He isn't just inconsistent
forward
on the
playing defense.
defensive side of the puck. He fucking sucks
He's a
on the
forward
defensive
playing-
side of the
Ekholm-
puck.
There's a
He's a
reason
winger on the
Ekholm
point.
is so important to that Oilers team. Not having Ekholm for this first round series seems really tough. Byfield looks incredible. He should be a future Selke winner. He should be. No question. I think Byfield's incredible.
That one-handed goal was disgusting, by the way.
Nasty.
And also Kemper's looked really good as well.
Yeah, Kemper's been incredible for them. LA, it seems like everything's going right. It's just, can they exercise their demons? It's feeling like a Toronto Boston
I think the other one that is a big question is, I hate to say this, Connor McDavid. Is he back? Is he healthy?
McDavid was playing the last couple games of the regular season.
But is he?
He put up 7 points in 2 games.
Well, he's back then, and we've seen
He's back.
McDavid. He's a good leader. That's not fucking good enough.
He does sound like a whiny little bitch, but he is a good leader.
He proved.
Yeah.
So I still think LA will win that. I have LA going to the next round. I think I have LA in 6.
LA in 6? What you got?
I've got LA in 7.
I got LA in 5. Raiders superstar Evan Chant has it LA in 7. So picking against the Oilers on a very pro Calgary podcast, huh? I did not see that one coming at all.
Okay, next series, Vegas, Minnesota.
This one's interesting to me. It's very interesting to me.
Vegas. My worry is what goaltending we get, because Ilya Samsonov is just not a guy you can throw in if Aiden Hill has a rocky start. So if Aiden Hill's rocky, I'm genuinely scared.
The biggest thing that you need to be worried about is if you get Hart Trophy caliber Kirill Kaprizov from the start of the regular season.
Yes, actually, partially. Our decor is pretty good, honestly. Our decor is really good, I find. For Vegas, we've always had a very deep team. I think the other thing though is major portion on, as I'm a Vegas fan, as unbiased portion, other than just the goaltending, that is the big question. Because in this series, goaltending is the big question. Will you have Vezina caliber Gustafsson, or will you have his end of the season? Will you have the Marc-Andre Fleury that he's been for years, or will you have
Who did Minnesota play last year?
They missed.
They missed in 2023. Because in 2023, he only put up 1 point in 6 games. Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah.
The Wild, this is the thing that has always caught me off guard. It's, in general, I'm not just pointing out you boys on this podcast. A lot of people, and you guys say it as a joke, but seriously say that Winnipeg is the Toronto of the West. That is Minnesota. When's the last time Minnesota made it out of the first round?
That is a great question. Okay. I'm just going to go off
If I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head, it's 2015.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Either way.
Like, there's a lot of question marks with that team that are the same as Toronto.
But with the goaltending question mark with Gustafsson and Fleury, that's a great question. It'll be a question mark. Also with Vegas, it's will you have the...
Is Aiden Hill good enough again?
It's not good enough. Do you have the start of the regular season Aiden Hill where he was extremely shaky? I found again, fucking Eichel fan 9, don't come at me.
2015. Yeah.
Maybe it's 2015. Or do you have the Aiden Hill that when we went on the Stanley Cup run?
Actually, shout out Eichel fan 9. Definitely. Shout out Will Clapperton too.
Oh fuck off.
Is Eichel fan 9 a nice human?
Yeah,
he's
nice.
He's one of the rare nice people we have in our comments.
No, he's on the YouTube. It's fine. They're all nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, YouTube.
YouTube is surprisingly really nice.
I have PTSD from running the TikTok account. It is a lot.
There's a reason we kind of stayed away for a little bit. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I volunteered and then not expecting most of the comments to be coming after me, but here we are.
Yeah.
Moving, as I was saying,
Hate you, Habs fans.
Aiden Hill, the question mark is, will he be that lights out goaltender we saw in the Stanley Cup Finals when we won the cup? Because let's be honest here,
he was lights out in the Edmonton series.
Lights the fuck out for most of that series. But we also had a good decor, which I think we have a good decor this year as well.
I mean, yeah, you're Vegas. Pietrangelo, Theodore, like that's a great top.
In general, Vegas is always very, very defensively sound. I think the other big question mark is Jack Eichel. Will he be where he was the whole season, where he had 26-point differential from the next closest guy, or will he be invisible. That's a big one for Minnesota. If you can shut down Eichel, that's a lot of our offense.
You will see Brock Faber lined up with head-to-head with Eichel
100%.
all series.
And Minnesota has a great decor at Brodin and Spurgeon too.
Yes,
so, like,
but this is where I think Eichel proved himself in that playoff series where we won the cup. I think this is another one where he has to really prove himself as a superstar in this league, going against such a good young decor in Minnesota.
Zeev Boyum's now going to be playing third pair for them. Like, that's a scary Minnesota team.
I'm scared for the series, but I do think personally, if we're going to predictions now,
I think we will.
Let's hear what the bandwagon Knights fan thinks is going to happen in the
what
Knights
does Mr. Bandwagon
series.
himself say?
Knights in 6.
What do you
There
say?
it is. I have Minnesota in 7.
I have Knights in 5.
It's
And
very, very hard for me to pick Minnesota for personal reasons.
Knights
but
are so deep. They're just way
They're
too
so
deep.
deep.
Minnesota
I don't
slumping
believe in
towards the
Vegas
end of the
this year.
season. I like Vegas.
You
a
don't
lot
believe in
more.
anyone but the Jets.
No,
so
I do. I
Also,
do believe in a couple
Evan
teams
Evan
to be
says
able to
Vegas
beat.
in 5.
The reason, can I give my reasoning behind not believing in Vegas?
Sure, but it's probably a stupid ass reason.
Okay, I can't wait to hear why he thinks Winnipeg loses in round 1. It's the goaltending. I don't trust Aiden Hill. I think if you guys had Logan
That's
Thompson,
fair.
you'd be my favorite for the Stanley
That's
Cup
fair.
this year, but you guys don't have goaltending, and I think Minnesota is a
I
team
think-
that can take advantage of
I
that.
think Aiden Hill is. If Aiden Hill can play the way he's played in the past, every once in a while, I think we have a chance. It's a matter of if he can consistently do that through the whole playoffs.
I don't think he can. That's why I don't.
I
see
think
you guys.
I think we'll get out of the first round.
I think you guys are sleeping on Aiden Hill. I think he's gonna play great.
No, I'm not sleeping on him. I'm just saying, will he play like that? He can play like we know he can play, or will he play like
I like that pick.
He
I
possibly
don't like
can.
that second round pick though. Fuck you.
Like
Don't
he
put your
possibly
phone
can.
flat down.
like he possibly can? Like, is he gonna play like we know he can, or is he gonna play and like we've seen him in some series? You know what I mean? Okay, moving on. Dallas, Colorado. Who do we have?
Okay, I think I want to talk about this series because this series is probably the series to watch for everyone.
Well,
The
it's
Mikko Rantanen storyline is first of all incredible. Like whenever have you seen
Dallas
third liner
100%.
Mikko Rantanen.
Dallas has fallen off a cliff since bringing in
And I
Rantanen.
think Rantanen is still the third leading scorer on the Avs, if I'm not wrong. Even like through everything that happened, like it's insane how good this series is. Also, I feel bad for Dallas. Like I feel like
Dallas-
these guys run into an incredible opponent each and every year, even though they finish great in the regular season. Like last year, you got Vegas first round. That's unfortunate. And this year, you got Colorado first round. Like
Dallas
feel
is
bad for them.
fraudulent this year. I believed in Dallas a lot coming into the regular season. They were one team that I don't hate Dallas. It may come across as though I do after all the saying that they're frauds, but they are. They are not going to. They need to at least get out of the first round to get Miro Heiskanen back. That's a little iffy, especially considering Miro Heiskanen is your best defenseman against a high-flying offensive team.
that's my thing is well, no, Colorado's not the most fantastic, the most shut down defensive team. They have Nathan McKinnon, they have Cam Carr, and now they have Gabriel Landeskog.
again, that's a great question. I mean, the thing is there's two questions on each side in both injuries. Is Landeskog going to be as good as he was, or is how will the Stars be without Heiskanen? Because again,
And
losing
Robbo.
Heiskanen is a huge issue. Not having Robbo, again, if I think the Stars are healthy, I'd take in the Stars. I had the Stars going in the finals.
If the
at
Stars
beginning
were
of this year.
Stars were healthy, I would have the
Yeah.
Stars winning the Stanley
The
Cup.
way the Avs are rolling, Mackenzie Blackwood is
wouldn't.
playing incredible.
I
the
actually-
additions of Brock Nelson was incredible.
This,
like
this,
they're
this,
just
this is my thing with,
moving so well.
with the Avs. The Avs, Mackenzie Blackwood's playing fantastic, yes. I get the worries of Gabriel Landeskog, but even if he's not playing up to where he was, he is such a good leader in general.
He scored a goal in his second AHL game back. He's fine.
He's kind of like I think of him very similar to Michael Backlund, where he's not the most skill player. He's not your captain that's gonna run through everyone on the ice.
Well, he kind of was at his prime, but yeah.
But he hasn't been like that. Even during that cup run, he wasn't like that. He's not.
No, he was.
He had his moments.
He
He had his moments, but
continue.
in general, he's more of your lead by example. I'm gonna put my entire body and everything on the line,
100%. Yeah.
and that's something that in the AHL. Keep in mind the clips that I saw of him in the AHL. I didn't watch the whole games when he was playing with the Thunderbirds, but from the clips I saw, he was still doing that same style of hockey. He was still in his brain because his whole injury was a fluke. It was a fluke of
McCarr's skate came up in the bubble, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a complete fluke of where it hit. It was a freak accident. So I don't think that's gonna deter him from coming back in and playing the same way. It's not like he blocked a shot and he's gonna be scared of that now or took a wrong hit. He's historically a really good playoff guy. He was also, again, like I said with Matthew Tkachuk, he's one of those guys from what I've seen that you'd run through a wall for, that can motivate his team to run through a fucking wall.
100%. I think he is a guy that.
And
that's
the big difference I have between him and the Stars. Jimmy Benn, fantastic leader, probably one of the greatest leaders, captains that have been in the NHL, I find.
This coming from a man who watched Jamie Benn cross-check his team's captain in the face.
Hey. I don't think he's... this is my opinion. Okay? Everyone makes stupid decisions on the ice.
I fucking hate Jamie Benn.
Everyone makes dumb decisions. And that's my thing. Everyone makes dumb decisions. It's not a pattern with Ben, though. In generalized, it's not a pattern. As far as I see.
He's just a douchebag.
Generational hate from D-Dawg.
He didn't need... The biggest one I throw out, I don't like Zach Hyman because he's an Oiler, but Jamie Benn did not need to bully him last year. That was mean. That was being a douchebag.
Yeah, you know what? I think there's more stars
That
surrounding
was
this. I mean, there's more questions surrounding the Stars this year.
There's
right?
more
than
stars
anything.
surrounding the
There's
questions.
more stars. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, like Mikko Rantanen, how is he going to perform against his old team? That's a huge storyline there.
Mikko Rantanen, the ghost.
I think the Stars have too many questions right now. I hate to say it. Even though I want to believe in the Stars, I think there's too many questions. That's the reason why we're going to get to predictions now. I got Avs in 7.
I have Avs in 6.
Avs in 6.
Avs in 6. And Raiders superstar Evan Chant has, I believe, Avs in 6. Yes, Avs in 6.
My thing with the Avs is I cannot count out the big three that Avalanche have. I cannot count out McKinnon, Makar, and now Landeskog. Not because of Landeskog, if he's going to be the same skill or same player that he was, purely because of his leadership
Also,
qualities.
I think Marty Nietzsche is going to have a great series.
And Nietzsche. That's the other issue.
Yeah. So freaking good.
And another really slept on fantastic player for the Avs that's I think is slept on, Taves.
Yeah, Devon Taves.
Devon Taves. I think he's very slept on. Makar is so good offensively, but there are a lot of times where Makar does get caught up in the offensive zone. And if Devon Taves was not back, I don't think it would
that
be.
pair has literally been the best pair in all of hockey between like international and regular NHL.
Exactly.
Like the fact that's still your first pair, like Devon Taves is not going to get the love he does. He's like a Scottie Pippen, right? Where he's going to be overshadowed by
Dennis
Jordan,
Rodman.
but he's so freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Colorado, they're too deep. I love
Colorado's
their
gonna
deadline
go second round.
additions. I love it. Yeah. Now, do we want to get to the main event?
Yes, D-Dawg can hold his opinions.
No, I do not want to hear what you have to say about this series
I'm
because
not-
you don't know as much about the Jets.
You can just
I will
just
talk
take
my shit
take
again.
a fucking chill pill.
No, I'm talking my shit for this
Just take
series.
a fucking chill pill. Okay, Winnipeg. Take a fucking chill.
When it
Just give me a second to speak what I'm gonna say, okay? And then just trust me
You
and
and
give me
your
2 seconds.
having watched one game of the Jets?
Just give me 2 fucking seconds. You fucking dick. Okay. Winnipeg and St. Louis. I think that the biggest question in this series is just purely Biddington. I think that if Biddington gets in his own head and crashes out, I think that they'll get swept. If Biddington can stay cool, calm, and collected, we've seen him do, I think that they'll take it to 7. But I still have Winnipeg getting out of the first round.
Holy shit.
See what I mean, you prick?
Chill.
I was fully prepared for the hate. I come into these prepared for hate because
I can't count out Winnipeg. They've been so good systems wise. They've been so good defensively. That's the thing. Their defensive, like you don't see as many shots get off against the Winnipeg team, and
It's
if,
not
if
even-
the shots do get off, it's against Connor Hellebuck, and that's the issue.
And it's not high danger.
Offensively, I don't think Winnipeg's the greatest team in the world. They're not your standout offensive team, but defense is so good that
We are built, and I say this very loosely, because there are some very big differences between these
Logan
two
Stanley.
teams. What?
Sorry, can you?
There's some major differences between the team that I compare just the way we play the game to is the 2023 Vegas Golden Knights, in the sense that that team did not give up very many high danger chances in a game. Yes, our defense is a lot weaker than that Vegas team, and I'm the first to admit it.
Holy fuck. Maybe fucking fill a mayonnaise jar.
It's not. It's Logan Stanley and Cale Fleury should not be in a conversation to be playing bottom 6 minutes on any team, but they are in Winnipeg, and we're making it work. I enjoy that. Vegas made it work with some questionable forwards in that run.
Did we ever?
You guys made it work with a very questionable, unproven goaltender. We have a proven goaltender. Giving up maybe 15 quality scoring chances a game. If we can keep doing that, we are really dangerous in these playoffs.
All right, let's go to the Habs fan.
Okay. Chill. Okay.
Be ready for the generational hate, D-Dawg.
I'm not excited for it, especially considering I gave his team respect.
I think the Jets win in 5.
Oh,
Psych, Blues in 6.
okay.
Jordan Binnington is playing so hot right now. I absolutely love it. I think Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou are going to have great series.
Can I change my
Second of all-
answer on the Montreal series?
Please, feel free. Feel
Second
free.
of all,
Caps in 4.
go for it, honestly.
Just join me in
It's
7.
the same exact logic as the Habs and Cap series, just pure vibes. This Blues team, they have that
So
Cinderella magic again.
what I've learned
think-
from Ali so far is he goes off more rhythm and vibes than actual statistics.
Than actual logic.
I mean, vibes worked in 2021, so
Mickey Mouse fucking final.
hey,
Vibes were not what worked in 2021.
Look,
the
I'll be
name
honest.
on the back of your jersey is what worked in
I'll be honest.
2021.
I'll be completely honest about the Jets here. They remind me of a 2019 Tampa Bay.
Even fucking touch the records, man.
Oh,
No. I'm just saying. Just,
oh, that's
they're giving
gotta
me.
hurt.
They're giving me 2019 Tampa Bay vibes. I do think the Jets might be my pick next year. I can't believe I'm saying that. But this year, I can't say it. There's just something wrong about this team that I just can't put my finger on. They're giving me 2019 vibes. I think the Blues are going to take them in 6.
I say win it. Personally, I think. Personally, I think it, Jordan Binnington showing out. I think it'll still go to 7, but I still think that Winnipeg will win it in 7. If Binnington doesn't show up, then it'll be 2 options. If Binnington doesn't show up, or if St. Louis continues with their obsession of playing Joel Hofer against the Jets, I think that if they play Joel Hofer only, then I think it'll be Jets in 5. If Binnington doesn't show up, Jets in 4. If everything goes perfectly for Blues, I think Jets in 7.
That is completely fair.
I love that. Even with things going perfect, because that's the reality of it. I don't care what the fuck you have to say. At this point, the Habs fan who hasn't experienced playoff hockey in a few years, I understand why you're a little confused. If everything goes perfectly for St. Louis, they lose in 7 games.
Okay, so
They are
I
not
wanna
a
do-
good hockey team.
I think the St.
I want
Louis
to
got
do.
this.
I want to do a quick. I want to do another portion of the segment. Okay, so we've all kind of made you like the generalized majority. So we're gonna go with generalized majority of who's gonna win here. And we're gonna go with the second round matchups.
So,
And then we'll
Kylan,
go to finals.
why don't we just say our brackets first, and then we can do our...
Because I don't remember my whole bracket.
You have it right in front of you, dumbass.
No, I don't. This is just a generalized bracket.
Oh,
That's
okay,
just
fine.
showing
Okay.
what.
Okay, no,
Sorry.
trust. Just let me cook.
That's a bad idea.
You've had me cook for you. I'm a great cook.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay,
fair enough.
So we all kind of majority agree that Winnipeg was gonna get out of the first round. So Winnipeg's in the round 2. Majority agree it was Colorado.
yeah.
Colorado versus Winnipeg.
Yes, 4-0.
Who do we have? Colorado versus Winnipeg.
Evan has Colorado. I had Colorado over St. Louis.
That's a tough one for me.
I had Colorado in 7.
I
Majority
take
wins.
Winnipeg in 7, but I think it could go either way.
I have Colorado in 7 because again Colorado again has a history of taking away Hellebuck's eyes. They are the one team that I've seen consistently beat Hellebuyck. Now, they haven't done a great job of it this year. I'll give them that. I'll give Winnipeg that. They've been really good this year by keeping it. But in general, Colorado's the one team that has consistently been able to take away Hellebuyck's eyes and get in front of him. Because again, they play that their whole Colorado's whole system is not making fancy plays. It is purely crashing the net half the time and then having McKinnon or McCarr shoot it. So that's where I'm coming from on that one. I think Colorado in 7. And
I
they'll go
got
Wisconsin.
Colorado probably in 5.
Now in my bracket,
If they play the Jets, yes.
Fuck, you don't know anything
If
about
they play the
hockey.
Blues, they're gonna do 4.
I now understand why the fucking comments are so angry at you.
my
Jesus Christ.
my
I mean, last year was a pretty good example.
No, it fucking wasn't. We
was
didn't
Colorado
play our
5.
game.
in my bracket, I had Winnipeg winning in 7, but I think that Colorado could win it as well. I'm saying Colorado here.
That series goes either way, but no matter what, it's a 7-game series.
Yes. Okay.
Saying
Time-
it goes 5 is like
Time for
saying
the-
a bear shits in a toilet.
Time for the
It's
other
retarded.
series.
Sorry. I caught myself right at the end of that
We'll be
one.
fine. We'll be
We're
fine.
fine.
Steve it.
Okay,
Don't
next-
watch this anyways.
Next one is we all kind of agreed
Vegas.
Vegas got out of the first round.
He called
I-
Minnesota.
I
Okay,
guess.
we agreed Vegas, so 2-1, 2 Vegas in second round.
We all
and then
agreed
LA. This is where it gets difficult because
This is where it
LA
gets
Vegas?
difficult. Not when it comes to predicting two of the hardest division in the league.
this is what I think, okay? And I'll be honest, I didn't mention this in the first series. We didn't want to talk about it. Vegas is a great team, and I think that on paper we should beat LA very, very handedly.
On paper doesn't matter.
However, LA also has something to play for. They have
The first responders.
first responders, all those that died in the thing. They have it on their ice. That's been their whole point around the whole season.
That's the whole reason they played Calgary last night.
Yeah. So it's. I think I want Vegas to win it, and I have in my bracket Vegas winning it, but I could see LA winning it because again they have that sort of thing they can win it for, and we saw that when a team has a motivator, unless they come up against an absolute brick wall,
Vegas is that team.
Vegas could be that brick wall, but unless they
Vegas is that example team of having something to play for
Exactly.
until you run into a brick wall.
the Golden Misfits, for example.
That 2018 team was playing for the Vegas shooting.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those where, again, if I can say going either way, I want Vegas to win. So in my bracket, I have Vegas going to the conference finals, but I'm saying I could see LA winning that one.
I've got
Vegas.
LA in 7
I
personally.
got Vegas.
I
Chan
believe in
has-
this Kings team.
Chan has Vegas.
Okay, let's move. Let's finish the West out, and we'll get to the final, and then we'll go to the East.
Vegas, Colorado.
Vegas, Colorado. Let's say Vegas, Colorado.
I
I don't want my hands in this.
Okay, how's
Rattled.
we'll do both a Vegas, Colorado, and then we'll do a Vegas and Winnipeg because both could happen. Let's
And
be real here.
You had picked Winnipeg on your
Kylan,
bracket.
we're doing a consensus bracket. It's 3 against 1. Colorado won. So it's Colorado, Vegas. This is the pucks and deep bracket, right,
Baseless.
Contender? Isn't that what we're saying?
Well, no, because he said Jets. I said could be either way, and you said only Colorado. So
And
it's,
he picked Winnipeg on his bracket.
yeah. So I have a duel on
it's
that.
2
I
aside.
think it's going to
I think it's Colorado.
to 7. So let's go off of Colorado Vegas first, okay? Let's do Colorado, then we'll do Winnipeg Vegas, okay?
Colorado, Vegas in 4.
I'd love
The
that.
Colorado hate is crazy right now.
Fuck the Avalanche. First of all, I haven't gotten to touch on this yet. Mackenzie Blackwood is not going to be a deep, able to take that team on a deep playoff run. You're going to be running into back-to-back rounds, by the way, Jake Ottinger and Connor Hellebuck. Like, that is an insane gauntlet to go through with a borderline backup goaltender. Like, on most contending teams right now, Mackenzie Blackwood is a backup.
All
It's
that being said, Avs in
concerning.
5.
I'd
No, realistically,
it's-
Vegas and 6.
if it's Vegas and Avs, I still think Avs would take that personally, but I would love to see Vegas do it.
I don't know where all the Avs love has come from, man.
They're
It's-
an incredible team.
It's not the Avs love. It's I have an issue counting out McKinnon and McCarr and the leadership from Landeskog. Like I said, that's where my issue comes from. But that being said, if we could make a Cinderella Cup run, that'd be fucking fantastic. I don't think we deserve the Cup run, but I'd fucking love it. Now, if it's Jets and Vegas, I think that Jets win.
Jets win that in 7.
Yeah, 7.
We take you guys take us to 7. That would be a really fun series.
It'd be a
for
fun
once.
series to watch.
It would be the first time in the history that these two teams have that it would be a back and forth battle, and it isn't just one-sided Vegas slapping us around, and we'd finally get, and that's the biggest one. Vegas is, out of all the teams that haunt the Jets, Vegas is the biggest one. Vegas has been, that is our dragon that we need to slay. That is a team, if we do go on a deep run, because it's so hard to predict the playoffs, anything can happen.
Like, Vegas is going to run their way to the conference finals. I can't see a single team in that conference like in the Pacific, including Minnesota, beating them.
Yeah.
No, it's tough.
If you want the cup, you're going to run through Vegas.
But with that said, it's kind of like, yes, Colorado is a fantastic team. I'm not going to take away from that team, but the Western Conference runs through Winnipeg this year in the sense that whoever beats Winnipeg probably wins the conference. If anyone beats Winnipeg. Who knows what's going to happen? We might actually play up to our potential and finally do something in the playoffs. We might not. But I do think if we get out of the first round, we're going to go to the cup final, and who knows from there. Okay. Yeah. Because that first round has been a hump for us over the last couple of years. And we have seen teams that get over that hump go on that
hump
run.
For you guys is Vegas. No offense. I think the biggest hump for you guys is the Vegas.
It is Vegas, but that's not a
Colorado.
team we get an option to play against until round 3.
Okay, so let's say just in generalize because I'm fine with this. Let's say we just make D-Dawg happy. Let's say we have
Yes, let's make
Winnipeg
D-Dawg
going
happy.
to the final.
Let me have this moment.
We have them going to the final. Okay, next up.
First time in
we
franchise history.
consensusly had Ottawa going to second round, and then we had
It was a split. So 2 of us had Tampa, 2 of us had Florida, right? You had Tampa?
I had Tampa.
Chant had Tampa. We both had Florida.
okay. Well, chance not here, so let's say it's Florida for now. Okay,
Okay.
it's Florida versus Ottawa.
Florida. 4. Gone.
Yeah, Florida
Florida
in 5.
in 5.
Florida 5. I think that they'll pull out 1, but yeah, Florida in 5. So Florida's off to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Okay, we had.
It was a two aside for Montreal.
Are you
and-
switching your pick?
Be honest, be honest, dude. I know you have issues with believing in the Capitals specifically.
I'm switching my pick because fuck you for that first
Okay,
round.
so
prediction.
let's say Caps beat them.
Just because you said St. Louis over Winnipeg and I'm salty.
Okay, so
Caps Canes.
let's say Caps make it in there and Canes make it in there. Okay, so
Canes in 6.
I had the Canes over the Caps, so.
I have Caps. I have in my bracket. I have Caps winning the cup.
Whoa. Okay.
I have Caps my cup favorite.
That's fair. They got
And
5.
he's
They're
got a problem
so
with riding vibes. This entire season for Washington is vibes.
That's what I'm saying. They're rhythm and vibes the entire thing.
We have the power of friendship.
Okay. If you're riding vibes, you gotta ride Washington, dude. Carolina, I
That's
think
fair.
I think Carolina is. I'm gonna say it. I think Carolina is a career second round exit team.
Okay. Okay.
So let's say for example, let's say Washington makes it into the Washington makes it to the conference finals. Well, I'd love to see them beat Florida, and I have that in my bracket. Realistically, that's a battle.
It's 3-1 in favor of Carolina.
I know.
have Florida.
I'm talking out my ass on this one. I didn't say that's what we were doing. I'm saying if it happens, what I said.
Okay, but we said Canes move on, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
'Cause
Canes,
for the
Florida.
for the
Panthers
Pucks
in 4.
Panthers in 5.
Carolina can't win a game. Is incapable
I'm going
of winning a
Panthers
hockey
in 7.
game
I think Carolina shows a little fight this year. I think it's going to be a close one. OT battle. Panthers win.
I think they roll over and die again.
In my own bracket, I have Washington going in Panthers and beating Panthers and going to the finals. In my bracket, I have Winnipeg and Washington.
That's
Cup
a
final.
fun cup final, but I also think Winnipeg, Florida would be a really fun series.
So with Washington and Winnipeg, I have Washington beating them in 7. No, or 6.
Yeah. And then for the final, we had Vegas.
Winnipeg.
Avalanche.
Winnipeg. Because
same
both of us said Winnipeg. You said Avalanche.
Okay, Winnipeg, Florida.
Winnipeg and Florida, and in that series,
Paul Maurice gets the best of Winnipeg.
Paul Maurice.
Paul Maurice
He knows the team too well.
is so good as a coach, but he also
This is tough for an old guy to get down here. If they come in this close, he comes at you like this. So don't get in that fucking tight.
Paul Maurice, yes, great coach. Florida, yes, great team.
If Kachuk's back, he runs your shit.
Yeah. Florida healthy?
Specifically because, see, my issue is Florida is such a playoff hockey team. They play the game the right way. They play it deep. They play it physical. They play it hard. They will come at you till they can't come at you no more. And anymore, pardon me. That was bad grammar. Anymore.
There's a reason why we brought him, and it's not a good counter for Florida, but Brandon Tanev is a start.
It's a start, but this is the other thing.
We can survive. We've shown we can survive beatings all year.
My issue is the fact that
Jets in 7.
no. My issue is the fact that Paul Maurice, there's video clips of it. If they were losing a game and he yelled at his team, I could not give 2 fucks about this game. Beat them until they can't be beaten anymore. If you try and take this, which it will happen, if you try and take this Florida team super deep, your guys will be so banged up, so bruised. And the other issue is because of how aggressive they play, because they play that true dump and pump
Jets aren't
style.
going to win in 6 and 7. They have to win in 4-5.
Yeah. Otherwise, they will get dumped. Otherwise, they'll be so battered and bruised. Like, and this. And
I'm
this
okay with beating Florida in 5. Oh no, less games for my Stanley Cup. I just hope we win it.
I don't think you'll be able to take them in 5 is the issue.
I believe in this Jets team.
Again, with the other thing with that as well is because of how aggressive they are very good at crashing the net. And Paul Maurice, who's played with Hellebuyck, who's Coach Hellebuyck, will know to beat him, you have to take his eyes away.
I don't think Paul Maurice in this theoretical situation. Hold on. I have questions about Paul Maurice's loyalty in that Stanley Cup final. I'm going to be completely honest. Everyone remembers that clip from after the Cup last year.
Yeah, he's getting. But if he makes it again, he's getting fucking paid. Why would he not go for his own team?
Because he's Paul Maurice and he's a weird man.
Is he just gonna resign moment of game 1? Just like
he
out.
Fucking resigned for no reason out of Winnipeg.
He felt like he didn't have the locker room anymore, so I don't blame him.
That was Blake Wheeler's fault. Fuck that guy.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
I think me and Ali can dap up on this. Florida in 6.
Yeah.
I
got the Panthers going
celebrating on my pain. Thanks,
I got
you
Panthers going
fucking
back-to-back.
douche canoes.
Douche canoes. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching.
Jets in 5. We're winning the cup. Do not let these fucks tell you otherwise.
We'll be back here next Friday when the Jets are down 0-2 in their series.
When the Jets are inevitably out.
Remember to like and subscribe. We're going to do a lot of playoff stuff soon. We're
Pucks
going
and
to
deep
watch along
playoffs,
stuff.
baby.
It's a Pucks and Deep playoffs, guys. All right.
Have a good one.
All right. See ya. Like and subscribe.